Hi, my name is Tammy Alexander. I'm with Metropolitan Energy Center and the Central Kansas Clean Cities Coalition. I'm here to talk to you today a little bit about transportation in Kansas and how that can have an effect on our climate. In 2017, transportation surpassed power generation to become the largest source of greenhouse gas emissions in the U.S. This accounts for nearly 28.9% of total emissions and includes transportation for freight and the movement of people. I'm going to give you a few ideas of how you can improve the emissions for transportation. But first, let me tell you a little bit about who we are. Metropolitan Energy Center is a Kansas City area nonprofit that was founded in 1983. Our mission is to create resource efficiency, environmental health, and economic vitality in Mid-America. We do that through a couple of programs. We have our energy efficiency program for the built environment. This includes working with small commercial buildings to improve their energy efficiency, and our Project Living Proof house. It's a remodeled home that shows many measures on energy efficiency and renewable energy. We also work to reduce petroleum use in transportation through our Clean Cities coalitions. The Kansas City Regional Clean Cities Coalition was founded in 1998. And in 2013, we founded the Central Kansas Clean Cities Coalition, which is based in Wichita. Clean Cities is a national program of the Department of Energy's Vehicle Technologies Office. It was created in 1993 out of the Energy Policy Act to advance the energy, economic, and environmental security of the U.S. by supporting local decisions to reduce petroleum use in transportation. There are nearly 100 designated coalitions nationwide that work together to provide a framework for businesses and government agencies to improve their transportation. Our goal is to reduce U.S. petroleum use by 2.5 billion gallons per year by 2020, and we're well on our way to doing that. We do this through a number of measures. This includes fuel economy improvements, idle reduction, trip elimination such as carpooling, and of course, alternative and renewable fuels options. These include biodiesel, electricity, ethanol or E85, hydrogen, natural gas, and propane. Regardless of the type of vehicle that you drive, there's an alternative fuel option for you. If you have a gasoline vehicle, you can use an ethanol blended fuel. All gasoline vehicles can use E10, which is 10% ethanol and 90% petroleum gasoline. Most of the gasoline sold in the U.S. is a blended E10. Gasoline vehicles 2001 or newer can use E15, which is 15% ethanol and 85% petroleum gasoline. And flex fuel vehicles can use what's known as E85 or 85% ethanol. If you drive a diesel vehicle, you can use a biodiesel blend. All diesel vehicles can use B5, and much of the diesel in the U.S. is blended with biodiesel to create a B5 blend. Nearly all diesel vehicles are approved by their manufacturers to use B20, which is a 20% biodiesel, 80% petroleum diesel blend. Light and medium duty vehicles have several options in electric. There's the battery electric vehicle, which runs on electricity alone, and you charge it up in order to drive. A pluggable hybrid electric vehicle, which can run on electric or gasoline. You can charge it to drive your daily commute, but then fill it with gasoline if you need to make a longer trip. And then there's the hybrid electric vehicle, which runs simply on gasoline, but has batteries to improve the economy of the vehicle. For medium and heavy-duty vehicles, there are several other alternative fuel options, such as propane, compressed natural gas, and liquid natural gas. These can include buses and semi-trucks, down to the smaller utility trucks. And of course, hydrogen vehicles are also available in many different models, all the way from small passenger vehicles to large semi-trucks. You can find models available at the website afdc.energy.gov. If you want to use an alternative fuel, you need to know how to locate the stations. This map on the website afdc.energy.gov can show you all of the alternative fuel stations in Kansas. You can sort the map by the type of fuel that you're looking for and find the location nearest to you to fuel your vehicle. You can see that most of the fueling is located in the metropolitan areas, Kansas City, Topeka, and Wichita. And the corridor areas such as I-70, US 400, I-35 have the spacing a little further apart. We need to do some work to improve this so that we can better travel across the state in alternative fuel vehicles. The Federal Highway Administration is working to improve alternative fuel corridors throughout the country. The FAST Act requires that the Secretary of Transportation designate these alternative fuel corridors for electric vehicle charging, hydrogen, propane, and natural gas fueling corridors. Corridors can be designated in two different ways. A corridor that is ready has a sufficient number of stations on the corridor to allow for travel using one or more alternative fuels. Corridor pending means there are a few stations for that fuel, but not enough exist currently on the corridor to allow for travel along the entire length of the corridor. Corridors can be designated as ready for one fuel, but pending for another. Station criteria for alternative fuel corridors varies depending on the fuel. All stations must be within 5 miles of a corridor exit to qualify, but the distance between stations vary depending on the fuel, anywhere from 50-mile intervals for electric vehicle charging to 150-mile intervals for compressed natural gas vehicles. And all of the stations must be public access stations. So why is this corridor designation important? First of all, it's important so that Kansans can choose alternative vehicles and drive them throughout the state without having to worry about fueling. It also recognizes Kansas as a nationwide travel route for alternative fuel vehicles. Plus, there's a potential for federal funding for designated corridors from the transportation bill. If you want to find out more about alternative fuels or other ways to reduce your petroleum use for transportation, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thanks for joining us today.